last segment, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but it is now, day 3 of...
It's Sunday, so yeah, I mean...
Day 3.
Second full day of...
Donald Trump presidency. It actually happened. It's really happened. And the day that he was inaugurated, all traces of LGBT rights and climate change have been swept away from the White House's website.
Yes.
Which I think gives cause to concern. He signed an executive order to start repealing Obamacare.
The weird thing about the removal of LGBT pages and the climate change stuff is that, like, other pages just got changed.
Yeah.
Like, they got changed to the new administration's new information that they wanted to put out about it. Those pages were just removed.
Yeah. So
it means that for the entire time since he was elected, he has not put any thought into any of that stuff whatsoever, because the administration straight up has no opinion on that stuff.
They've got nothing to say on LGBT rights. They've got nothing to say on climate change, except for that it's a hoax created by China. And that's, I mean, it's a little frightening, and it's definitely worrying to me because, first of all, I want to make sure that every human being in America gets to live life to the fullest and enjoy all the same rights that everybody else does. Okay. As far as gay marriage, I'm all for it. I was married. They should be allowed to be miserable just like me.
Yep.
But the climate change thing, and the scary part about it is that he wants to do away with a lot of these regulations that were put in place to kind of help clean up the environment, or at least, stave off some of these bad things that were happening. And now it's just like, nope, we're going to start drilling oil and coal, and we're going to ramp it up, turn it up to 11.
Shit, we'll probably start using DDT again.
So that's a little frightening. Okay. I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe they're reworking it. Maybe they had network issues. I don't know. But it was gone within, an hour of him being inaugurated?
Yeah, it was gone by the time I got to work, and I got to work, relatively late in the day, several hours after the inauguration.
Yeah, and then he signed an executive order to start repealing parts of Obamacare, which, from what I can glean from everything that I've read, it doesn't really look like he has a plan in place to replace it with.
I mean, that's been literally what everyone has been saying about the repeal and replace plan since they started bringing it up 6 years ago.
Yeah, what are you going to replace it with? Are you just going to repeal it and then not replace it? And here's the thing, okay, so let's say they repeal Obamacare and it goes back to the way it was. Okay, fine. Is anybody's insurance premiums going to go down? Do you really believe that anyone's insurance premiums are going to go down?
Not even for half a second.
Hell no. Of course they're not.
Because it's the insurance companies themselves that raised those premium rates.
Right.
And they're already getting paid them, so why the fuck would they turn them?
Why would I want less money? And that's the problem with, capitalism. Yeah. And really, I guess the problem with our healthcare system is the fact that it's not in the hands of the healthcare providers, it's in the hands of the insurance companies.
Yep.
So that's an issue for me. And honestly, and I'll say it right now, and you can call me a socialist in the comments or whatever you want, but if we're supposed to be one of the most powerful countries in the nation or in the world, I believe that we should be taking care of each other. I believe that, if you were to get cancer, that you should be able to see any doctor you want, not have to worry about your whole livelihood ruined or being thrown into crippling poverty because of medical bills, or just being straight up denied medical coverage because of your inability to pay for it. And I would not mind paying an extra, 1% in taxes or however much it would cost to cover it. Mm-hmm. I just think that would be, the right thing to do as a human being is to take care of each other. But
you shut your damn commie mouth.
I know, right? I'm such a communist. But yeah, so that's kind of frightening. And then you have the whole size of the crowd debate. All right, so
this is the most ridiculous.
So all day, you see these pictures on Facebook and on Reddit and other places about, the size of Obama's crowd versus the size of Trump's crowd.
Like, so initially I did. Like, I saw that comparison picture of, the full Obama inauguration crowd from, I think it was 2012 even. It wasn't even the first time he was elected.
Right. There was a lot more people there.
Side-by-side shot of the virtually empty mall of and people were talking about that, and then I saw a bunch of posts claiming that was early in the day before the entire crowd had actually assembled.
PBS's website had an all-day time-lapse video on YouTube, and it never got more full than that, dude. Seriously. It never got more full than that one picture. So it's really, because and I guess the whole point about those pictures going around is that he kept going on about how people are going to be out in record numbers and all that kind of stuff, and in reality they weren't. All right, and then I guess he tweeted out something about them having they had to work. They've got jobs. And that goes back to that rhetoric that you always hear from conservatives that, liberals just don't have jobs and they're all on welfare, which is so retarded. That's such a dumb argument to make, especially when unemployment's at 4% right now.
Yep.
And seriously, how much lower does Donald Trump expect it to be with him bringing back all these jobs? How much? I mean, if you listen to his inauguration speech, it's like America's just this cesspool and we're all just starving and not working. I think that's not the case. It's just not the case. You and I live in one of the poorest counties in our state. Mm-hmm. Okay, true. And you and I both have jobs. You and I are not on welfare. Mm-hmm. Everyone we know, pretty much. I don't know anybody that doesn't have a job. Yeah, I don't know anybody that has government assistance except for one person. But she's got kids and baby's daddy who won't take care of them.
There you go. And
she still works. Mm-hmm. So that line of thinking that you keep hearing thrown at you from the right that liberals they all go out and protest because they don't have jobs.
It's legitimately
no, we do have jobs and we have vacation time and we have personal time that allows us to go and protest these things.
Yeah,
because we're just fucking smart, dude.
It's legitimately it's a line of thought that makes no fucking sense that is given to people to consume like goddamn Cheetos. They can never get enough of it because it's being shoved in their face by their corporate overlords.
Libtards.
Fucking corporate overlords.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck back to work, you little shit.
Yeah. And then, so you've got
You're not making me any money right now.
Then you've got the press secretary admonishing the media because they reported that the crowd wasn't very big. But yet he goes on to say that they came out in record numbers. So he's literally lying to us, literally trying to get us to not trust the media. And that's, to me, is the most frightening thing about this whole election and everything that's gone on since then, is that Donald Trump and his administration want to foster this distrust in the media. Anything critical about Donald Trump is immediately, that's fake news.
Yep.
That's a lie.
Yep.
Don't trust it. It's the media. The lion media. You can trust Breitbart. You can trust InfoWars, but you can't trust CNN, Fox. You can't trust MSNBC. You can't trust any mainstream media at all because they're all out to get me. And only I will tell you the truth. And it sucks because I have friends that are Trump supporters that are regurgitating that same rhetoric. Oh, well, that poll that says he's at the lowest approval rating, that's just a fake poll, and it's just like, based on what? Okay. And I was just
Do you want to know what? You want to know what they're basing it on?
Trump's tweets?
Fucking truthiness.
Yeah.
You remember that? The very first word on Stephen Colbert's Colbert Report, it was truthiness. It was the word of the year. Yeah. And that is all that they listen to. That fucking gut feeling that just tells them, that's not true because I don't believe that it's true.
Right. And then you've got Kellyanne Conway today or yesterday saying that, he used alternative facts. What the fuck, man?
Alternative facts.
Alternative facts.
Did you know that human beings don't actually breathe an oxygen-nitrogen mix? We breathe pure mercury.
That's an alternative fact.
That is an alternative fact, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's so mind-boggling, and it's like, what, and like, to my one Trump supporter friend on Facebook that is constantly going on and on about this, and if he listens to this, he knows that I'm talking about him. What's it going to take for you to finally be critical of Donald Trump?
Because factual
Seriously,
evidence.
What
does
is it going to
nothing.
take? What is it going to take for you to be like, okay, he's gone too far. Okay, this is worrisome, because every single thing that's even remotely critical about Donald Trump is fake news.
Yep.
What's it going to take? I mean, seriously, would Donald Trump have to rape your mother in front of you? Or would you be able to, like, do some kind of mental gymnastics to say that, well, he did it for the good of his country because he loves America?
Well, obviously that guy's mom is a terrorist, so...
But yeah, I mean, what's it going to take? Because it's I don't know. I just hope that the American people can kind of hold it together, because more people, it doesn't matter that they were all in California or whatever, more people voted for someone else besides Donald Trump. And you can say that Hillary won the popular vote by 3 point whatever million, but there's also all those people that voted for Gary Johnson. There's also all those people that voted for Jill Stein and Harambe and everything. Factor all those people in together. It's not just about Hillary versus Trump anymore. It's about Trump it's about the people that voted for Trump versus the people that didn't vote for Trump.
Yep.
Okay.
20, I think, what is the actual percentage number? 28, 27 or 28% of people living in this country voted for Donald Trump?
I don't know. But, the Women's March, the Global Women's March, definitely is that glimmer of hope for me, because, you can't silence that many people. Regardless of, you can come out and say that the media is out to get you and that they're all lying, but you can't silence that big of a group of people. And it was all over the news.
It was. And it was all over the world.
Yeah. It wasn't just in America.
And ultimately, that's what we have to continue to believe in. And that's what we all have to continue to do as individual people.
Right.
We can't let ourselves be walked over anymore.
And it's equality for all people. And it's not just a woman thing. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing.
We are starting to sound like
people.
communists again.
Dude. Hey, man, I'm a Bernie bro, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works in theory. Democratic socialist. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't see what's so bad about everybody coming together to help everybody else.
Because there will always be that one person that tries to take advantage.
No, don't take my stuff. Don't take my stuff. You don't get it. Thing.
And there will always be people trying to take advantage of everyone else's kindness. I mean, that's just kind of
it's not a perfect world, and
that's
people
just a
aren't
legitimate
perfect.
Truth about humanity.
Right. But I don't know. It's like, what's it going to take for the diehard "Make America Great Again" Trump supporters to actually be even slightly critical of him? What's it going to take for the evangelicals to be like, this guy's a piece of shit?
We haven't talked about the religious thing. Have I talked to you about the
religious thing?
Yeah, Donald Trump's version of Christianity.
Oh, the prosperity gospel?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so like I have gone down that rabbit hole about like Joel Osteen and what's his name? There's all those televangelists, Tim Baker, or Tom Baker, Jim Baker, whatever the fuck his name is, and Tammy Faye and all that kind of stuff. And I've watched all those videos and stuff and heard about like the prosperity gospel, and it's a scam.
Yeah,
it is a scam. They're just trying to get people to give them money, and it's not really something I want to talk about right now. It's about time to maybe that's something we can talk about in a later episode.
If he continues to do horrible things,
but I will tell you this.
Jesus Christ,
I will tell you this. I have
wants him to be.
I have made several Facebook posts, kind of prodding religious people over their selection of the president, and I'm not going to stop.
Good.
Okay, because, and I've said this before, evangelicals, you are to blame for this right now. You are to blame, okay? And I will not stop throwing that in your face until those religious leaders that endorse Donald Trump come out and publicly apologize and ask for forgiveness for them making the egregious mistake of endorsing the physical manifestation of everything they've preached against for decades. And I said this in I said this in a reply to my mother, because she's like, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And I was like, yeah, true. And you saw what I wrote. But I was like, he's a wolf that didn't even have the common courtesy to approach us in sheep's clothing. But yet you still say, oh, he was appointed by God. And you're a fucking idiot if you believe that. That's all I'm going to say. If you believe that he has an ounce of righteousness in him, you are a fucking moron.
I mean, he's got righteousness. It's self-righteousness, but...
No, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm starting to get mad. We should cut it. We're done.
All right. So thanks everyone for tuning in to episode 23 of the Dork Age podcast. We got a little heated there at the end, but
I'm passionate, man.
And it's good to be passionate about things. Hopefully, we will continue potential passionate discussions next week. And in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and keep checking us out. We put out new stuff on YouTube
every goddamn day.
Every goddamn day.
All right. Later.